Just what you wanted to do. More identities. And we're just going to mess around with some sum and difference identities. Let's establish our first. Sine of pi over 2 plus theta. Hey, that's the same thing as cosine of theta. Weird. Weird. Yep, it's like it shifts. Okay. Let's go. So we're going to use our sum and difference formula. We'll call this one alpha. We'll call this one beta, huh? So we just start off, mess with the one side. We're going to go sine goes sine, cosine, cosine, sine, right? And sine keeps the same sign. So we'll put a plus sign in there. So we put our pi over 2 and our pi over 2. And then we put our theta in here. And our theta. There we go. Well, now we just evaluate it. Sine of pi over 2 is equal to 1. Cosine of pi over 2, or any other multiple of pi over 2, is always equal to 0. 0 times anything is 0. 1 times cosine is equal to cosine. And hell yeah, cosine of theta certainly does equal cosine of theta. Well, these identities aren't so bad. They're not, but you know, they come out of the blue. You go take a test. You haven't seen it in a while. You're not in this section. It might be kind of rough. So let's see a couple more. Here we go. Cosine of alpha plus beta plus cosine of alpha minus beta is equal to 2 cosines of alpha times cosine of beta. It's just write the formula frickin' down. Just write it down, and this is cosine alpha, cosine beta, minus sine alpha, sine beta. And then we take our next one, this one in blue, show there's a difference. It's cosine alpha, cosine beta. The only difference is we get a different sign in the center. Therefore, these two things just cancel straight away. Giving us one of this thingy plus another of that thingy gives us 2 of those freaking thingies. Huh? Okay. Done. Nailed it. These identities, they're not so bad. After what you've already been through, with where you've come from, not so bad. And to the last. Tangent of theta plus pi over 2 is equal to negative cotangent of theta. We're going to play that same game, but you're like, Mike, you barely even showed us tangent. I know. See, I'm not going to solve it. I don't know how to solve this with tangent. I mean, I think I could probably plug it in and do some stuff for the tangent formula, but I don't have it memorized. I'm just so forgetful. But I sure as hell do know that this is equal to sine of that garbage over cosine of that garbage. This is the same thing. These are equal. You know what I mean? Now I don't need to. Whoa, hold on. Here about that. I don't need to know tangent. I can just do them separately. Sine of alpha plus beta. That's sine, cosine. Keep the same sign. Cosine, sine. The first with the first, the second with the seconds. Catch the patterns. We roll through them. Down to the bottom, and now we go, oh, it goes cosine, cosine. Doesn't keep the same sign, minus sine, sine. Right? Sine, cosine, cosine, sine. Okay. Cosine, cosine, sine, sine. And now just evaluate it, just like we've done before. Knowing that any cosine of an odd multiple of pi over 2, any of these right here, these are just going to go away. Cosine of pi over 2 equals 0. Sine of pi over 2 equals 1. So what this is going to leave us with, if this is 1, and that's 1, we're going to be left with cosine of theta over negative sine of theta, which, of course, equals negative cotangent of theta, which equals negative cotangent of theta. Whack! We've done it. So there's just a couple little identities. The next one, it's the funky looking ones. It's the messed up ones. It's the ones where I'm trying to get you ready for calculus. So we'll see you then.